Hello and welcome to This is Genius, the show that speed eats weird video until it vomits just a little bit in its own mouth. And on the plate this week, little, large, really old, and incredibly fat.
These are competitive eaters!
But first, this python in Australia is quite a character. He enjoys crawling on women's faces and he loves a bit of tightrope walking. Unfortunately for the snake, some Aussie firemen were called to put a stop to his powerline fun. He tried escaping, but failed. He tried to evil eye the fireman, but he couldn't. And to add insult to injury, the woman whose face he crawled on earlier turns out to be a snake snob.
They're quite common.
A quick stop at the footy now, where old Dutch Simon Amstel has some news.
I think very many girls like to play in a skirt, but they didn't think of it that it was possible.
Well, it is possible, Simon. Amateur side FC de Racht are wearing skirts, not shorts. That's right, feminism is alive and well and living in rural Holland, and empowerment has done wonders for their game. Go on, top corner. Close. Time to say goodbye now, because in Japan, this guy's just become the world's oldest man. Tomoji Tanabe's turned 113, and to celebrate, he's been given a massive cup with the wrong age written on it. But the good thing about being stupidly old is that everyone laughs at your gags. Ha, please don't die today.
3, 2, 1, begin!
The familiar countdown of people about to eat cakes, even though they're not hungry. We're in New York City and we're speed eating cannoli. That's an Italian dessert which is essentially just pastry and cream. And it turns out the competitors aren't just a bunch of fat guys. Some of them have facial hair and sunglasses.
Put down your cannoli!
But this marathon was won by a new guy, a young eating maverick by the name of Brad Sculo.
He is crying!
He was crying, and not just because he remembered he's allergic to pastry and cream. They're tears of a sporting champion.
That's what competitive eating is all about!
Back in London, the Paps are out to catch the moment Tom and Nicole got back together. Ah, he's dressed up all smart too. Actually, this really odd couple are the world's smallest man, hello, and the owner of the longest pair of legs. Ping Ping's 2.5 feet high, Svetlana's legs are almost twice that. And not content with a free Guinness Book of Records and a nice new jacket, Ping Ping couldn't help but take a look. So while those two get to know each other, here's a couple more record breakers doing the rounds this week. There's the charismatic Cindy Jackson. A few years ago, she had one cosmetic procedure done.
And now I've had over 50.
This isn't one of them, it's Manjit Singh getting ready for his record. Pulling a bus with his ears. And being egged on by a man in a Leicester scarf for some reason. And last of all, the daddy of all record breakers. Barely out of the box he arrived in, we give you the 7'9" of Z Shun. Huge man, huge wave, odd hat. More genius next week.